Welcome to the boating adventure. Well, a very good day to you and welcome to the Swamp Duck. It is Saturday the 8th of June 2024 and I'm currently moored at the side of the Coventry Canal. I'm between bridges 27 and 28 and I'm about to make my way to the Atherstone flight. I'm going to go down the 11 locks and then make my way to the settlement of Polesworth. And I'm going to have a good look around Polesworth. This is one of the places that I've really wanted to visit for quite some time, and taking the Swamp Duck to its new mooring, which isn't very far away, gives me the perfect opportunity to do that. Being just off the Coventry Canal, the new marina gives me the perfect opportunity to explore this area. We are right in the heart of canal country, and there are lots of routes that we can actually take. And if we look at the map, you can see where we've already been. And there are some obvious gaps, and there are some places that we need to join up. If we go south from the marina, then it takes us onto the Oxford Canal, and that takes us down to Braunston, where we can go left or right. If we go right, it takes us onto the Oxford Canal and down to Oxford. And we can then get on the River Thames if we want to, and go to places like Lechlade and even down to London, although that's quite a long way. If we go left at Braunston, then it takes us onto the Grand Union and we can go to places like the River Nene or the River Nen, depending where you come from, and we can then go further south, Milton Keynes, that area, and again onto London if we so wanted. Going northwards from the mooring brings us onto the Coventry Canal here, and that takes us up to Fradley Junction, and if we go left at Fradley Junction, then that opens up a whole load of canals to us that are not going to be too far away, so we can go on the Trent and Mersey as far as the end really if we want to, but there's the Colden Canal, and there's the Macclesfield Canal, and the Peak Canal. And we could also go on to the ring that would take us around the outskirts of Birmingham, the West Country, and bring us back to the Oxford Canal. So you can see on the map there's an awful lot of potential for lots of trips out on the Swamp Duck. I've been saying for ages that there are 2 or 3 places on the Coventry Canal that I really wanted to visit, and the Trent being very unpredictable has made that very difficult to do, so we're now approaching it from a different angle. We're coming from the Coventry Canal, and these places are off the Coventry Canal, so the first one I want to visit is Polesworth. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm off to Polesworth, and probably will moor up a little bit after that at Pooley Country Park, which is a favourite mooring spot. But I've only got today and tomorrow. I need to be back tomorrow evening, so I haven't got that long to be able to do it, but we'll get as far as we can. On the port side are the remains of some old stone wharfs which were used to load the products from local quarries onto barges. Some CRT linear moorings just outside Harts Hill. I think this is called Apple Pie Bridge or something like that. I did look on the internet and there was one mooring available, but it was a lot bigger than I need, and it was almost £2,000 a year, so that wasn't for me. It's right next to this quite iconic building here. This is the Harts Hill CRT yard, and there are some facilities, I believe, there, at least a water point. So we're just coming up to the entrance to Mansetta Marina, which is where one of my subscribers once invited me, Andrew, invited me to come and have a look at his cruiser, which was a dandy. And so I made a vlog about his boat. The entrance to it is just after Bridge 34, and there's a couple of swans here with some babies, quite a few, so try and avoid them. Sorry. Mansetta Marina was opened in October 2020, and its bowl-like shape allows its banks to be full of vegetation and wildlife. It has a 60-berth capacity, and according to its website will accept narrowboats and cruisers. I'm just arriving at the top lock of the Atherton flight. Looks quite busy. There's quite a few gongoozlers, and there are also some CRT volunteers, and one of them is just opening the top gate now. So all the help will be very much appreciated, as there are 11 locks to do. This lock and the next 8 locks I had to do all by myself. I really need to speed things up a bit. Okay, so I've done the 11 locks of the Atherston flight, and it's just a gentle cruise now to Polesworth. You can see if I can find some moorings actually in Polesworth, and then I can go and have a look round. I've arrived at the Polesworth visitor moorings. We have moored up here a few times before, but only over lunchtime, so that I could go and get some petrol, but not stayed overnight. This is really just on the outskirts of it, so it looks fairly quiet. So that's bridge 51. I've already turned the boat round, ready for the journey back tomorrow. There is a sign at the side of the canal which says that the Abbey at Polesworth is just a 4-minute walk from either bridges 52 or 51, so it's not very far. We'll go and have a look at it. There is a playing field at the side of the canal and some tennis courts, and then you'll see the Abbey straight in front of you through those trees. I'm just going to follow this path around. We cross a little footbridge. This is a footbridge over the River Anker. The River Anker flows through Polesworth. There's the main part of the river. And just by a skate park there's a bridge which takes you over the river. And there is a waymark signpost. Quite an impressive arched bridge that takes the road over the river. We pass a field of horses. There's a little alleyway here to the Abbey Church. Polesworth Abbey was a Benedictine nunnery dedicated to St. Editha, which was founded in the Anglo-Saxon period and refounded in the early 12th century. The refounding by the Marmion family of Tamworth Castle led to a rebuilding of the church, cloister and chapter house. Elements of this rebuilding and later developments survive today within the fabric of the current parish church. You can see the time there, it's just 7:30. I thought I'd come for an evening stroll, having been on the Swamp Duck most of the day. Just nice to get away from it. The current parish church occupies the western end of the former Abbey Church. This, along with part of the cloister wall and the later 14th century Abbey Gatehouse, are the only surviving upstanding parts of the Abbey. Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries saw the vast majority of the monastic building demolished. There is a very impressive 14th century gatehouse to the Abbey. There's a drawing of the inside of it, and it says that people in Polesworth say that William Shakespeare was educated here at the school established by the Goodyears in 1583. Certainly the Elizabethan poet Michael Drayton was educated here, and Inigo Jones, John Donne, Ben Jonson and the historian Ralph Holinshed met at Polesworth Hall and formed the influential Polesworth Circle. Here's the gatehouse. Very impressive. The gatehouse now provides 2 holiday lets for visitors. There are some really impressive buildings here. These are crook buildings with the crook framework there. On a practical level, there's a co-op, and looks like there's some pubs as well. We'll go and have a look at those. The Spread Eagle. It's a really impressive building on the corner of the High Street. The impressive building was the Nethersoul School for the Poor, rebuilt in 1818 and now apartments. There's quite a few little shops. There's a cafe, Clifford's Cafe, eat in or take out, that looks okay. And then there's a Chinese takeaway and a pharmacy. And a butcher's. And there's a row of shops here, including an off licence. Polesworth tools, that could be useful. And the inevitable estate agents and opticians and hair salons, and a post office. And I'm now walking on that arched bridge that goes over the River Anker. And just in the distance is a petrol station, which I've used on numerous occasions, especially when I had the two-stroke engine. It was only literally a 5-minute walk from the canal. The houses on the other side of the canal, in another part of Polesworth, this is called St Helena, or St Helena if you like. Information board here with some of the history of the village. Polesworth has a long and varied history. Its centre besides the River Anker at a point where the river has widened to form a shallow pool that provides an easy crossing point. This part of the river floods frequently. The village remained little more than a hamlet until the building of the Norman Benedictine Abbey in the 11th century. Polesworth thrived over the following centuries until 1539. The abbey was voluntarily surrendered to the crown. After the abbey, the greatest influence on the development of Polesworth was coal mining. Mining had taken place at least since the time of the abbey, and by the 17th century had become firmly established in and around Polesworth. I hope you've enjoyed my video of my trip to Polesworth at the side of the Coventry Canal. So if you're passing this way, it's well worth stopping off and having a look around. There's some really interesting things there. So thank you very much for watching and for all your support, and as always, do take care.